Hey Railheads, welcome back to my Finger Lakes Railway layout. This is kind of a follow-up to the last video I posted, which was just a quick demo of how I build the titchy pallets. And this time we'll look at a couple different ways to paint them, and then add some to my team track scene. Coming up on my Finger Lakes Railway layout. As I've said before, my process has always been to get things up and running first and then circle back around to add more detail. And I'm working on the team track today. Time to get rid of these old pot metal skids from Woodland Scenics. A couple of them do have some cool loads on them though. I think I'll keep them. While I'm at the team track, I'll tweak a few other details in addition to the pallets. I took before and after photos so we can see the difference. And stick around till the end and see how it came out. Photos really point out the little flaws in a scene, which we tend to overlook with the naked eye. Some of the improvements that I made, I added grass to the base of the loading dock to hide that gap. I weathered the forklift. I cut the driver figure to fit in there better, and I put a flesh wash on the figure's faces, but you might not be able to see that in these photos. I replaced most of the pot metal pallets with the titchy, and I painted a couple Woodland Scenic pallets with their load on them. I painted the load gray-black. As always, I'm working from prototype photos, thanks again to My Life's Tracks. I busted some pieces out of some of them after another friend of mine, Lynn, brought that to my attention. And now on to the painting. I stuck the pallets to cardboard with painter's tape and primed them with the airbrush. And most of these pallets will go on my industries that I'll scratch build. I left them on the tape while I painted them, and then I pried them off the tape with a hobby knife after painting. And now you could just airbrush them all after the primer dried if you wanted to, but I wanted more variety in the colors, so I worked in small batches of 5 at a time to ensure randomness. And I switched between different Vallejo acrylics and AK interactive weathering pencils, with plenty of water in the mix. I kind of struggled to get that warm wood tone, but I'm still working on it. A wet palette is a pretty handy thing to have in a case like this where you're not going to finish a project in one sitting. This happens to be a Masterson's Stay Wet palette, but you can Google how to make your own. I'll put a link to this one in the description down below. It's basically a wet sponge with a piece of paper on top that sits in a plastic box. It keeps your acrylic paints from drying out so fast. And if you make a custom blend, it'll keep for days and you won't have to try to recreate it and match your color. Oh, and I'll also add a link to a photo, and not video, editor that I like real good. Now, this company is Skylum, and I've been using them for some time now. Their software is called Luminar. I especially like the AI sky replacement. And come to find out, they're based in Ukraine, so my thoughts and prayers go out to them. Well, I'm pretty happy with the improvements to this scene. Is it done? Yeah, until I decide to improve it again. Well, hey, thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Thanks for subbing if you already have. I'll see you next time on my Finger Lakes Railway layout.